this team can go as far as the offensive line can go. I mean, it's starting out the year as a weak link. We got to see what they can do. Was that something that challenged you guys?
Definitely challenged us, and that just kind of gave us a little extra edge. I mean, we always want to come out and do our best, but that's just a little extra motivation. And once again, we knew what we could do. We knew what we had the capabilities of doing. It's just we have to go out and perform. We have to go out and do it. And what you are on film. So when we think that we've really come out and we've shown people what we can do week to week, and we're pretty proud of that.
So how committed you are? I mean, I look at your left arm there. I mean, explain the story behind that and what it means. I mean, this is something that you're here for 4 years, but that's going to be with you for a lifetime. It means something to you.
Well, I mean, and all these guys are my brothers for a lifetime. I mean, we're out here, we're sweating every day, we're working every day. We really create a bond. And this tattoo is just something, I guess, to kind of remind me of why I work. All my tattoos have a little bit of, have a meaning to me. And so, that one's just one, every time I look at it, I'm going for the guy beside me, for the other 4 guys out there. I mean, really for the other 10 guys out there. But, it's just something that we really take pride in, of being, a bunch of brothers, especially us front 5. So it depends on the situation, Maybe if we come off, we hadn't had a great series, I might not get one. But, I probably dish out about 15 I love yous throughout the course of the game. So, but I just always go up to him and tell him I love him, and just give him a hug, and just keep his head on straight.
Are you ever going to make good on this promise to do the Dabo impressions, or what?
You know what? I'll do those. I'll do those again some other time. I'll get you.
We're going to hold you to it.
I think she missed the ones last week. Did any of those get back to you from Coach Caldwell?
No, they hadn't got back to me yet on them, but I think they've all seen it. I know a lot of my teammates have, but a lot of the stuff is just like inside joke type stuff, so it won't really make sense if I say it. Right. But no, they all like. I mean, I do it. I've done it in front of all of them. Coach McCorvey, he loved it. He says I need to go into comedy afterwards. So
you're somebody who's overcome adversity. You see Deshaun as a guy who's overcome adversity. Yeah. How much does that help you? How much does football help you in life situations to get over things?
It's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day. She's in a class, and she was asking me for one of her athletic leadership classes. How does football build character? And I was like, it pertains to all aspects of life. You have to come through adversity. Obviously, through a course of the game, the second quarter might not be as good as the third quarter, but you have to push through. You have to keep going, because you can always go, and it can always be better. You can always do better, and it's just football is so relatable to what we do every day. It's just as people, as what everybody does. And it's something that it's kind of sad, because I know where I'm from, football's kind of dwindling off a little bit, and that's sad to see, because it teaches discipline. It teaches character, and it's something that's sad to see kind of going away. But I know I would not be the person I am today without football, and I know football doesn't define me, but it's something that's just it's taught me so much.
But is it something like when you're in the heat of a moment of a game and it's third down and you get yards, do you think, hey, this really isn't that important compared to things I've been through? So does it kind of calm you down in a way?
Whenever it's a tight situation like that, I mean, I'm not really thinking like that, but now if you look back and look on it, yeah, I mean, definitely, it's not, we're going 4th and 1, to win the game. Some people are going 4th and 1 for the rest of their, they got a little bit, they got to keep on holding on to go through cancer. So it's like Coach Sweeney's told y'all. I mean, it's nothing compared to what other people go through, and we're just playing a game for other people's enjoyment. And so it's whenever it comes down to it, it's all about it's not. I mean, like you said, it's not as important, as other things.
This is kind of a cliche question, but 11 months ago, you going through stuff,
yeah.
And, to play in a game of magnitude that soon after, I mean, can you kind of qualify, describe the change of perspective that you've had?
And it's just, it's actually funny. I was talking to Paul Hogan, Coach Hogan, our strength coach, after we just ran, and I was like, man, because last year I was struggling during the ball run. I mean, I was hurting. I couldn't hardly get through it. Now I'm doing it with ease. I'm, getting done. I'm like, man, I feel good. So it's just something that shows me, what I'm able to do mentally and overcome, and it's something that just I'm extremely proud of. My grandfather told me, whenever I first started, he said it's going to be the hardest thing that you've ever done in your life, but it's going to be something that you're the most proud of, and I definitely am.
Do you ever see Deshaun like out of that character, that steady, cool, reserved Deshaun?
Maybe the only time is after we win and he dances, and he's not a great dancer. But,
Better than Dabo or worse than Dabo?
Oh, well, no one's worse than Dabo. Dabo's pretty bad. Like, I might be better than Dabo, and I'm horrible at dancing. But nah, he's normally a pretty reserved guy. You know, I mean, just like I said, a guy that doesn't talk a whole lot, but a guy that you know always has your back. Is going to be there. So
I mean, you can get the sense from him that he is really enjoying this whole process. You just don't get that sense very outwardly, I guess.
Exactly. No, you can definitely tell that he's enjoying it. I mean, look at the smile on his face, you know. But he's not the most outspoken person ever.
But one thing you guys didn't do well in last year's game against Oklahoma was running the ball. What do you think you need to do better this year to have more success in that area?
It's just something, we got to get back to the basics. Throughout the course of a year, you can really, really lose your technique, especially as an offensive lineman. And so I think these guys are very, very technically sound. They use their hands really well. They do a lot of things that can really hurt you. They're very solid football players. And so I think, we got to get back to the basics and get back to our footwork, our hand placement, our head placement. And I think that, that all really accumulates into the big thing as the running game. And I think that that'll really help us too.
How does Oklahoma's defense this year compare to last year?
Well, I mean, they got 9 of 11 starters back, so they're basically the same. They all, they're really experienced. They're really tough up front. Got a bunch of big guys that can move really well. And so, I mean, they're a lot like they were last year. Obviously they don't have Jordan Phillips in the middle, but I know number 92 and 93, they just reloaded. I mean, those dudes are monsters. I was watching them in the I think it was TCU game, and they're pretty good. So, I mean, they didn't have any fall off at all.
Just the idiot looking at stats that last year they were 8th against the run, like 8th to last in the pass. Are they more balanced this year, at least from what you've seen on tape compared to last?
So far, I've just watched more like their running game. So I think they had one off game, against Texas, obviously, and that didn't go so great for them. But they
in the running game.
Yeah, but they've been pretty stout, other than that. So I think that and especially with us, we're kind of coming into more of we're a balanced team. But, we run a lot better than we did last year, obviously. So I think they're probably really going to try and work on that more.
Is Mitch smiling, enjoying all this? I mean, he's such a quiet
kid.
Yeah,
he's kind of like Deshaun. He doesn't really, but he is. Yeah, I think he is. He's really enjoying it, and we all like to give him a hard time because he doesn't really talk. But I think he's having a good time. But he's kind of quiet and reserved too. So we're trying to make him talk more, but he's kind of reluctant to. So.
Is Mac Lane part of that initiative as well?
Yes. Eric might be the most talkative guy I've ever met. So I think he's trying to rub off a little bit on Mitch. So.
You guys have been a part of bowl practices in the past. Is it different? Just how much bowls are bowls and they're fun and all, but I mean, you guys are in a playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me in the past, just personally, I haven't taken care of my body like I'm supposed to whenever we go to bowl sites, and I don't know if it's, it's more because, I didn't really have my priorities straight, to be honest, but, it's something that, I'm in a bigger role, and I'm a lot more mature than I was. So for me, it's a little bit different. I'm probably gonna stay in my room a whole lot more, but I don't feel like it's any different than last time we went down to Miami, to be honest. I mean, I think we have almost the exact same bowl schedule as we did then. So